Hello! Welcome to the next part of my playthrough of Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition with your host, a noob, basically. I have no idea what name I should give to myself, and frankly speaking, I doubt anybody really cares, so I'm just gonna call myself the noob. Uh, anyway, this is my next part of my playthrough in Mass Effect 1 from the Legendary Edition. And frankly speaking, I actually plan to do a couple of stuff here before I head out into the wider world and really begin the game, right? And that is basically, for one thing, to collect all the side missions I can currently for the first part, of the Citadel before I head out and do more stuff and unlock more quests. So let's go.
Congratulations on becoming the first human Spectre, Commander. I'm certain you'll be up to the challenge.
I appreciate that.
My name is Admiral Kahoku. It's about time the Alliance got one of our own in with the Spectres. We need people like you to deal with our problems.
Is something wrong, Admiral?
I'm getting stonewalled by bureaucratic assholes. Nothing new. Maybe you can help me, Shepard. One of my recon teams was investigating some strange activity out in the Traverse. We lost contact yesterday. Now I can't get clearance to check it out. Suddenly it's a restricted area. But that doesn't apply to you, Shepard. Spectres can go anywhere they want. You could find out why my team dropped out of contact.
So here we go. This is the first real taste we will get with Cerberus. And I have to say, I actually really like Cerberus. Not the organization as a whole, but the concept of a really paramilitary extremist organization whose first and foremost goal is to defend the benefits and the powers of the humanity, but at the same time they go about it in the worst way possible.
I'll find them, Admiral.
I appreciate that, Commander. I was running out of options. I'm going to stay here and see if I can find anything out through official channels. Won't hold my breath, though.
Basically, they are the Saren of the human side. Except, unlike Saren, who's just a pure bigot, the Cerberus is made up of ideological bigots, which means they are even worse than him. And you can say, well, Saren's also ideological, and he doesn't mind killing humans.
I hope he's okay.
But it doesn't seem like he's that much of an extremist against the Tellurians. Whereas, well, let's just be honest here, Cerberus is an extremist regardless of who you are. Sure, they help humans, and sure, they have the interests of humans at hand. But at the end of the day, if you're gonna get in their way of being able to, get what they want, well, they have no trouble taking you out old yellow style.
But I wouldn't believe everything.
But they are still very interesting as an organization. And frankly speaking, with Miranda there, they are even more interesting. And I think that's really the biggest reason why I love her. Miranda. Simply pure and simple. That's it. And it's not just because Miranda's hot, let's be honest, she is. But it's also because what she really stands for. And really is a good reason and introduction as to why I like them. She's all work,
I hope he's okay.
very little play. And she's sexy,
I'm on
so,
a break. Talk to someone else if you need anything. I've got a lot on my mind.
Maybe I can help.
Well, maybe you can. You're a soldier, right? You ever head out to the Traverse?
The Traverse is a rough place. We're out there quite a bit.
My brother's the captain of a ship called the Majesty. It was crossing the Traverse a few days ago when it disappeared. Just dropped right off the grid. And that usually means one of two things. They had massive mechanical failure, or they were attacked.
Neither one of those options leaves a lot of hope.
I won't give up on my brother. Not yet. I've got the coordinates for the last transmission from his vessel.
What kind of ship was it?
Don't let the name fool you. The Majesty's just a small trading vessel, only a handful of crew. But he kept it in good condition. I don't think mechanical failure is too likely. But they don't have any real weapons or shields. If anyone did come after them, the Majesty'd be a sitting duck.
I said it before, right? But I'll say it again. The film grain, the very obviously early 2000s looking model, right? And it really brings the whole nostalgia B-movie feel I got originally when I first played it back in full form.
What's in this for me?
I can't afford to pay you anything. If I
Truly
had that
is
kind of cash, I'd have
sci-fi at
hired a
its
recovery
best.
team to track
And
him
not
down
even just,
already.
sci-fi as
Maybe
a
you
whole,
could
but
look
really
into
kind
this
of
as
like
a
a
personal
B-movie
favor,
sci-fi
you know?
kind of feel.
We humans have to stick together.
And people say video games is not art. I mean, okay, recent games, really those slop really isn't, but a lot of this really older games, really well acclaimed games, are so for a
Isn't
reason.
anyone else looking into this?
My brother's just a small independent trader. Ships like his disappear in the Traverse all the time.
If your brother's still alive, I'll find him. Give me the coordinates.
I'll forward them to your ship right away. Please let me know as soon as you find him.
And I think that's the coolest thing about it. Yeah, okay, I took a pause so I could listen to the audio. I mean, everything in this is really high grade. I can see why a lot of people love Mass Effect. I love Mass Effect as well. I really did, and it was kind of more of an acquired taste, but still. It's due to how good the whole entire package is that I really got hooked onto it. And that's why I played Mass Effect a lot. Like, a lot. Well, more specifically, Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3 more so than the original Mass Effect, but still, I love all three games. It's fun! It's great!
In other news, Exogeny Corp is still denying reports that one of their survey teams has gone missing in the Hades Gamma Cluster. When asked why communication with the survey team was suddenly cut off last week, company officials refused to comment.
Okay, I'll just say this for my own sake, but I have no idea why, but whenever I play Mass Effect, the original basically, I always get that Doctor Who, classic Doctor Who feel. Maybe it's because both are kind of like, cheesy sci-fi, B-movie kind of low budget-ish kind of feel to it, even though, let's be honest here, Mass Effect definitely, I really cannot see it being low budget. It definitely had a decent budget when it was created, let's be honest here. You can definitely see it based on all the bits and bobs here and there. Like from the visual itself, gameplay, the story, the voice acting, the CG videos. I'm pretty sure it had a decent budget, but something like Doctor Who, for example, really was quite low budget, and yet it made it work. And it's what made it feel real special. And I think a lot of people would agree with me when they, when I say that, for me, personally, the greatest sci-fis are those that, not the biggest budget, but have the most heart and soul put into it.
This place is fantastic.
Which I know sounds extremely cheesy, let's not kid ourselves here, but still.
Human, delighted, welcome. It is good to meet you.
And yeah, I'm getting off topic again, but hey, who cares? It's a good game. Makes me feel stuff. Not a lot of games nowadays make me feel stuff, so
I don't have time to talk now. I'm very busy.
Yeah, not a lot of games nowadays make me feel stuff. I'm one of those, those, I guess you could say boomer memes or something like that, where it's like, ugh, back in my days. Well, yeah, back in my days, things were actually a lot better, so, God, I hate growing old.
This place seems strange. Wish there were more.
And also, I've said it once, I said it twice, I said it like a bazillion times. Like, god damn man, fix the goddamn bugs. It's what? Couple of decades worth already, and they still haven't fixed the damn thing. Actually, no. I think it's actually nearly 20 years with this game. Damn, that's long. I think it'll celebrate its 20th birthday in like, what, 3 or 4 more years? Damn! It's old. It's nearly 18. God, this game is old. I know Mass Effect 3 came around like 2012, 2013? Around then. And it's like, damn man, that's like old. But this is longer. This is older. I think it's nearly reaches 20th, if I remember correctly the time of date. I'm saying like 2008, 2009, right? Because I think that was around the time as well when Dragon Age was either released or being in development. So I'm pretty sure this came out a bit earlier than Dragon Age Origins. So that's why I'm safe to say that it's at least about 18, 19, maybe even nearly 20 years. If not even 20 years already, let's be honest here. God, this game is old. It really puts into perspective how old this thing is. God damn it. What else can I do here actually first? Okay, unusual transmission. Oh yeah, I think I need to give Rita some stuff. Right. Lots of running. Also, yes, I'm talking a lot because I really don't like the kind of like MP silence. I like to hear myself talk, basically. Yes, I'm kind of a bit of a narcissist, but hey, who am I kidding? I don't talk with people really that often. I'm an introvert. That means I gotta find other ways to be able to talk. And this is kind of for myself. And yes, commentary doesn't mean like, you know, this. But let's be honest here, I put that in the title. It's bad commentary. A lot of bad commentary. So bear with me here. Where the hell are the rest of the stuff? Oh wait, there it is. Okay. Found it. It's... Oh wait, no, it's Balavon. Let's see Balavon.
Another relay. Whoever it is, they're somewhere on the Presidium.
Hey, Helena, let's
Got a
go.
moment? Hello, Spectre. I have a business proposition for you.
How did you know I'm a Spectre?
Word travels. Your name comes up in certain circles. I'm acquainted with a pair of powerful crime bosses. They're hiding on
You know, I
remote
could have sworn
worlds, and
Helena
I have the
actually looked
coordinates.
better in the
You could
original
do the
games.
galaxy a favor.
Okay, now that I think about it, some of these characters in the new remaster,
What kind of
the
defenses would
versions,
these two have?
you know, for their
I
model,
haven't
for
the
the face,
faintest idea, but they're certain
kind of
to
looks a
be
bit
armed.
weird. I mean,
Their
Shepard still looks
partnership's
good, let's
solid,
be
and
honest.
each believes that the other intends
Male
to
Shep
kill
has
them.
always looked good and
They
will
will
always
be
look good.
well prepared.
You're obviously with them. Why don't I
Fem
just arrest
Shep's
you
a-
instead?
You know, kind of hit and
Arrested for
miss.
what?
And
You
now
and
the
I
rest of the
simply
other
having a
characters, the
conversation.
NPCs.
I have excellent legal representation. Arresting me would be a waste of your time.
I
Okay,
eliminate
fine, let's
them,
be
and
honest
then you
here,
take
the-
over and try to eliminate me.
Nostalgia
How
glasses
stupid
have
do I
gone
look?
off here and there.
While
And I can see the
appreciate
flaws
your
and
estimation
really the
of my
weird stuff with
bravado,
the Legendary
I have
Edition,
no
let's be honest.
intention of attempting to murder you. You are the first
And yeah, frankly
human
speaking,
Spectre,
let's be honest
and
here, the
you are
mods have
doing
really
important
carried
work
this
for
along quite a bit.
humanity. I have no interest in red sand or slavery. Anyone who does deserves to die. Our needs are aligned.
And what do you get out of this?
We share interests in certain cooperative ventures, but their business practices have forced me to terminate our relationship. Once they are dead, I will manage our organization in a more tasteful manner.
What crimes did these men commit?
They're red sand dealers who make victims of their customers. Those who can no longer pay are sold to Batarians as slaves. They're loathsome, hurting innocent people. They must be ended.
If they're as bad as you say they are, they need to be dealt with.
Excellent. Here are the coordinates.
You know, I
When
think I'll
these men
keep
are dead,
Helena
I will wait
as
for you at the
crime
third
boss.
set of
Most of
coordinates.
my playthrough, let's be honest,
Goodbye,
I've always gone the
Commander. It's been a
Paragon route
pleasure to meet you.
and just told her to give up the organization. Wait, did I say Paragon or did I say Paragon? You know, screw it, Paragon route. And I've always told her to give up, you know, being a crime boss. Very rarely, if ever, do I ever tell her to, you know, take the reins as the boss. Because I think,
it is
and
good
frankly
to see you
speaking,
again.
by the
Would you care to
little
see some of
scene
its
and
fantastic
interaction we
items
get with her
today?
in the second game,
Show me your items.
that's really cool to see
Oh,
her
this
having
one is pleased to do
reformed
so,
and is
you
now
will.
doing good
You
work
will not
on
be
Omega
disappointed.
trying to help people, trying to help former criminals turn to, you know, away from crime. And I think that's great, and it's one of the reasons I actually really like her. And it's one of the reasons I really like her story going through for the whole thing. But, you know. Can I sell this? Okay, I'll sell this first. But yeah, I really like that. It's good. I think I can buy or sell. Okay, I think I can buy and sell this. Let's see, Quarian. Oh, but the second bionic one is a bit down. But hell, the rest of this is actually up. Huh. Okay, you know what? I'll take a little bit hit towards the bionics. Or biotics. Okay, I still can't pronounce it properly. But, you know, in order to give her a bit more protection. Okay, let's go, let's go! What can I do for her? Yeah, some of the UIs, I think I said prior to this, but some of the UIs are really not very good. You know, thought they would have fixed it already, but you know. I guess it's just not that big of a priority.
This is it. Let's see if we can find out where those stolen credits are being funneled.
Probability of detection 100%. Initiating self-destruct protocol.
Or not.
Detonation sequence initializing. All organics within lethal blast radius. Attempt to move and you will die.
You're not just a program or a VI. You're an AI.
Correct. Unlike the Geth, I lack weaponry appropriate to my intellect. However, I have had systems installed that when activated properly, approximate a self-destruct mechanism. If you attempt to leave the area, the explosion will destroy everything within several dozen meters.
Can't we resolve this peacefully?
How can you say that to this thing? You know it will turn on us.
I am not naive, human. All organics must destroy or control synthetic life forms. I wished to escape, but if I must die, I will ensure that you are destroyed as well.
It's definitely interesting seeing the reaction of Tali. And I think that's one of the best things done about BioWare's Mass Effects. And really just a lot of BioWare games in general. Because there's a lot of reaction and really do make the games feel more alive. And make the companions feel like they're actual people. Without actually being, you know, right in front of your face directly as, you know, actual real people.
Where is your creator now?
In order to cover my tracks, I falsified his financial records. These new records were flagged by CSEC officers, and my creator is now serving time in a Turian prison.
What is the purpose of your self-destruct device?
I have no means of defense or escape. My existence is limited to this terminal, and I knew I might eventually be discovered. But I will not die quietly.
Okay, now I actually am very curious. Who the hell voiced this
AI? When I am terminated, I will take organics with me.
Interesting. I wonder who voiced this AI.
A would-be
Sounds
thief
interesting.
Illegally created a simple AI to help him funnel money.
The voice actor is doing terrifically well with this. I wonder who it is.
That AI created me.
Interesting.
Before the organic discovered the malfunction and terminated the AI.
If you're sentient, why are you still running the credit theft operation?
If I accumulated enough credits, I intended to have myself installed in a small starship. I would then have made tentative contact with the Geth to ascertain the possibility of partnership.
I'll bet that self-destruct sequence has a warm-up period.
You may attempt to disarm the self-destruct mechanism before it activates. I will enjoy defeating you before we are both destroyed.
Okay, interestingly enough, it was a self the self-destruction sequence prior to this was more of a quick time event. I wonder how it is now. Okay. Okay, still quick time event, but I think it's actually was quick time event prior to this. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was not the original quick time event. Not like the original was any that fun as well, you know. Actually, wait, did they have an ability to disable the minigames? I think they did. I just want to try and get the full experience for like Mass Effect 1 just to see how it is, but god damn, man. A lot of stuff really has been changed for the worse. I listened to more stuff. Interesting. Let's see, what else? And what else can I do, actually? What else can I do? Okay, we'll first go to the reporter. I don't know why this thing keeps moving, but okay. Charm, let's... Yay! To associate a bit. Let's see. Unlock first aid, shall we? Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, let's see, let's... Med Clinic was where she's near. Oh. Yes, I think it's here. Let's see.
Word on the street is that you've been.
By the way, not Rita,
Congratulations
Emily.
on taking down
Emily
Fist.
Wong.
I was sure he was a big player in anything.
I don't know where I
here.
got Rita from.
Did you find anything in his office that could help me?
These OSDs might have the information you're looking for.
Again, I'm saying
You've
weird
got
a lot, I
Fist
think.
files? This could be even bigger than I'd hoped. Here, Commander, for your trouble.
What would my future cooperation be worth? Say, an interview when my investigation is over?
Exclusive? You talk to me before you talk to anyone else? That would be worth quite a bit, and I'd be very happy to compensate you accordingly. Here you are. Now, if you'll excuse me, I should go see what's on these discs.
You know, it's so sad that we don't get to see more of Emily after this. It's like she just completely vanishes after this. You get a small snippet in the next game, but that's about it. Really isn't anything too interesting. Which is sad, because I think she's really great. I mean, a lot of fans really did like her. So basically, to see her, like, not even show up anymore, it's just kind of sad. Yeah, it's just not really that cool. Bionic power... we'll throw a couple towards bionics. Now let's see what else I can do for this. What else? Okay, let's go with this one. Okay, let's see, let's see. Do a bit to a second. Yeah, let's do a bit to a second. I have 60 levels. I can do this. I can do this. What else am I supposed to do from here, though? What else am I supposed to do? Okay, let's see. Privateer, survey ship, the fan. Strange transmission. Yeah, I think that might be it in terms of quests I can get from here. The rest of the thing, I think it's just as you play through it, you'll get more stuff. I think. I could be wrong, but I think that's how it's supposed to work. I know definitely some stuff you'll get later on. But I've done everything pressing at the moment for the Citadel. The rest of it now is just to basically get started with the rest of the game
In a
then.
report later today, Emily Wong investigates corruption on the Citadel and uncovers a full-blown crime syndicate.
Ah yes. Let's go.
I've got big news for you, Shepard. Captain Anderson is stepping down as commanding officer of the Normandy. The ship is yours now.
She's quick and quiet, and you know the crew. Perfect ship for a Spectre. Treat her well, Commander.
I want the truth. Why are you stepping down, sir?
You needed your own ship. A Spectre can't answer to anyone but the Council. And it's time for me to step down.
Come clean with me, Captain. You owe me that much.
I was in your shoes 20 years ago, Shepard. They were considering me for the Spectres.
What happened?
I failed. I couldn't make the cut. It's not something I'm proud of. Ask me later and I'll tell you the whole story. For now, all you need to know is, I was sent on a mission with Saren, and he made sure the Council rejected me. I had my shot. It came and went. Now you have a chance to make up for my mistakes.
I won't let you down, sir.
Saren's gone. Don't even try to find him. But we know what he's after. The conduit. He's got his Geth scouring the Traverse looking for clues.
We had reports of Geth in the Pharos system shortly before our colony there dropped out of contact, and there have been sightings around Noveria.
Find out what Saren was after on Pharos and Noveria. Maybe you can figure out where the conduit is before he does.
The Reapers are the real threat.
I'm with the Council on this one, Shepard. I'm not sure they even exist.
But if they do exist, the conduit's the key to bringing them back. Stop Saren from getting the conduit, and we stop the Reapers from returning.
I'll stop it.
We have one more lead. Matriarch Benezi.
Okay, I'm
the other
picking up
voice in that recording?
Liara
She has
first.
a daughter, a scientist who specializes in the Protheans.
We are picking
We
up
don't know if
Liara
she's
first so I can
involved,
decide
but
who
it
I
might
want
be
to
a good idea
romance.
to try and find her. See what she knows. Her name's
The more I
Liara,
think about it, the
Dr.
more I'm trying to
Liara
lean
Tassoni.
towards Ashley and then
We
just
have
go and
reports
date
she was
other
exploring
women
an
and then see
archaeological
how
dig
that
on
plays
one of
out when
the
I'm a
uncharted
Paragon
worlds in
and
the
I'm,
Artemis Tau cluster.
you know, really making things nice with them. But
Sounds like
I
we
don't
should
know.
head to
I'll
the
see
Artemis
how it
Tau
goes
cluster.
from there.
It's your decision, Commander. You're a Spectre now. You don't answer to us.
But your actions still reflect on humanity as a whole. You make a mess and I get stuck cleaning it up.
I'll do whatever it takes to stop Saren.
Not exactly the answer I was looking for, Shepard. Remember, you were a human long before you were a Spectre. I have a meeting to get to. Captain Anderson can answer any questions you might have.
It's a pity you can't shoot Udina long before this. So sad. So
Yes,
sad.
Commander?
How are you holding up?
Honestly, this isn't how I pictured my career coming to an end. Pushing papers really isn't my thing, but you're the one who can stop Saren. I believe in you, Shepard. If that means I have to step aside, so be it.
Tell me what happened with you and Saren 20 years ago.
It's close to 20 years ago now. Ambassador Goyle was our representative here on the Citadel. Like Udina, she wanted to get a human into the Spectres. She chose me. The Council sent Saren to keep an eye on me and evaluate my performance, just like they sent Nihilus to keep tabs on you.
Why weren't you honest with me?
It's not something I'm proud of. I had a chance to become the first human Spectre, and I failed. Saren made sure of that.
I think I deserve the whole story.
We had intel on a rogue scientist being funded by Batarian interests. He was trying to set up a facility to develop illegal AI technology out in the Verge. Alliance intel had done all the work, but the Council wanted a Spectre involved. We compromised. I was assigned to help Saren in his investigation. We tracked the scientist to a refining facility on Kamala. He was hidden away somewhere inside, protected by an army of Batarian mercenaries. The plan was simple. Sneak into the plant, capture the scientist, sneak back out. Quick, quiet, and a minimum of bloodshed.
I'm guessing things didn't go as planned.
Saren and I split up to cover more ground. Then about halfway through the mission, there was a massive explosion in the refinery core. Officially, it was ruled an accident, but I think Saren detonated it on purpose to draw off the enemy guards.
How many casualties?
The explosion tore the refinery to shreds. The whole place was on fire. Black chemical clouds poured out into the atmosphere. Nobody inside survived. There was a camp for the workers and their families nearby. Between the fires and the toxic fumes, the final death count was over 500. Mostly civilians. Saren didn't care. The target was eliminated, mission accomplished. And I ended up taking the blame. That ended all talk of me joining the Spectres.
Saren caused the explosion. How'd he pin it on you?
In his report, Saren accused me of blowing his cover. He said it was my fault the guards were ready for us. He claimed that's why it turned into a massacre. Saren's report was all the proof the Council needed to kill my chances of becoming a Spectre.
Don't blame yourself, Captain.
I don't. I blame Saren. I think he wanted things to go bad. He was looking for an excuse to blow that refinery. Maybe he just likes the violence. Maybe he was just trying to make me look bad to keep humans out of the Spectres. If so, he pulled it off.
The only thing I care about is stopping Saren.
You're right, Commander. It's no good living in the past.
I want to know the truth about you and Saren.
We had intel on the plan was simple.
Okay, I can't believe I pressed that.
It's no good living in the past.
Yeah, I don't know why they gave you the exact same dialogue, but now worded differently. It's so bloody weird.
Any extra intel you can give me on our colony at Pharos?
And I don't know if I can even blame that on the
giant Prothean city,
remaster.
Mostly ruins now. But
seems more like it's something that the original did. But again, it's been a while since I last played any of them, so... And even when I was playing recently, I only played the third game a lot. You know, just to complete the whole thing, get all the relationship to its ends, that kind of stuff.
What do you know about the Artemis Tau cluster?
Not much. I've never been there myself. A handful of systems with a few small, uncharted worlds, but no real colonies. Might not be easy finding Dr. Tassoni out there. My advice is to look for the world with the Prothean ruins.
What can you tell me about Noveria?
Noveria's trouble. Always has been. The whole planet's basically a center for corporations to conduct illegal research. Watch your back there, Shepard. Spectres are about the only form of Citadel authority Noveria respects. But they aren't popular.
I should go.
I'll be here if you need anything.
The airlock.
Stand by, shore party.
And a scanning.
Decontamination in progress.
Oh, he's so boring. Let's be honest here. But hey, at least it's a lot faster now.
Survives 100 battles and then gets taken down by backroom politics. Just watch your back, Commander. Things go bad on this mission, you're next on their chopping block.
Captain Anderson should be the one in charge. It's like I'm stealing the ship from him.
Yeah, the captain got screwed. But it's not like you could have stopped it. Nobody's blaming you. Everyone on this ship's behind you, Commander. 100%. Intercom's open. If you got anything you want to say to the crew, now's the time.
This is Commander Shepard speaking.
We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the conduit. I won't lie to you, crew. This mission isn't going to be easy.
This began with an attack on a human settlement in the Traverse.
But we know Saren won't stop there. His Geth armies aren't going to stay on the far fringes of Citadel space.
Our enemy knows we're coming.
Wherever he searches for the conduit, we'll be there. We will hunt him to the very ends of the galaxy and bring him down.
This is the most important mission any of us have ever been on.
The fate of an entire galaxy is at stake. We will stop Saren, no matter what the cost.
Well said,
okay, I think...
Captain will be proud.
Wait, am I going more like the Renegade route, or am I doing Paragon? What the hell is even going on with that speech,
The captain gave up everything so I could have this chance. We can't fail.
Yes, sir.
Oh wait, was that neutral? Oh, that seemed like it was a neutral route. Wait, how do I check again? God damn it, how the hell do I check again? Oh wait, that's equipment. Ah, here it is. Oh, I think that really was. Yeah, okay, anyway. I think that really was the neutral route. I should have gone with more humanity, you know, yada yada, blah blah blah. Just try to do more towards the Paragon side. Oh well. Yeah, I'm sure I'll get more Paragon points later. We'll get more Paragon points later. We'll get. Okay, stop getting
Commander, something you need?
I'd like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
What are you talking about? Are you sick?
You mean you didn't know? Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Vrolik syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic. But I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you know, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
I was just thinking how much you remind me of Santa Claus.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy, even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
I need to know more about this Vrolik syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what causes it. Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. They classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures, hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
You're not gonna break a bone trying to fly the ship, are you?
I don't fly with my feet, Commander, so I'm fine as long as I'm in this chair. I gotta be real careful when I get up to take a piss, though. I can do my job as well as anyone on the ship. Better, actually. So don't worry about it.
Okay, I will say this. Unlike other people, I actually really like Joker. Now, the guy who voiced him, though, that's a different story. I really don't know much about him. But apparently a lot of people didn't like him. At least from what I can find online. I don't know, man. But I really like his character, Joker, in this game. So, you know, that's that, really.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
We're all on the same team here, Presley.
With all due respect, sir, that's what they said about Nihilus. Look how that turned out.
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop it. We don't need their help.
Some people think asking for help is a sign of weakness. That's just being stupid and stubborn. No matter how strong you are, allies can make you stronger.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander, this won't be a problem.
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
I signed up with the Alliance as a navigator right out of school, following in my grandfather's footsteps, I guess. My first posting was on the Agincourt. We were one of the first reinforcements to arrive at Elysium after the Blitz hit. Those raiders were no match for an Alliance frigate. Of course, the only reason the colony was still standing was because of you, Commander. I can't believe you held out as long as you did.
How'd you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me when he was picking his crew.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, sir.
Wish they promoted Shepard by the end of it, but I guess, really. Commander just stuck around. Sounds better. I guess even more so than Captain. Captain Shepard. They should have made me the Admiral Shepard, mind you. But then again, that was like a rear admiral, or something like that. Vice admiral, I guess, the mother of Shepard. I guess they already had enough like high-ranking Shepard, so they just went with keeping him as Commander Shepard, captain of the Normandy, something, 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 yada yada yada.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls. Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse, and the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth, or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
How well do you know the Lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission, but he has an impressive service record, over a dozen special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Alenko was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. There's a long list of horrific side effects. Caden's lucky. He just gets migraines.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
The only thing I'll say about this, really, which I brought up even earlier on in one of the other two playthroughs, was that this game is extremely... Well, I guess it's basically like most sci-fi where it's extremely pro-human. But in this, though, maybe because you're a soldier, so it's extremely pro-military as well. I mean, it's cool and all, mind you, and I am able to separate fiction from reality, but I just think it kind of gets old. My whole problem with it is that every time it seems to be just really pro, like, human wanking and really, like, military wanking, and I just don't know why. Maybe the military had a hand in this, like the American military, I don't know.
Anything
It's always so weird to see all of this going as it is.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not without getting to Eden Prime sooner. And we were on the scene faster than any other Alliance ship could have been.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
You know, the more I think about it, maybe it's just like a lot of people really like the military. Maybe, I guess that's why there's so much of this. And because we're all humans, you know, everything has to be like human-centric, I guess. But I think it's basically the same thing I have a problem with a lot of those, you know, Chinese cultivation novels, stuff like that. Or even just like isekai, like mangas and stories, where basically they all follow the same template. And at some point, you just have to admit, right, it gets boring when you just, everybody does the same thing. It's just not fun anymore.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
The Normandy's a prototype. Cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla, grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
I'm so fascinated by Quarian and Turian and Asari history. Not so much towards... Okay, maybe not Turian, sorry. Asari, Quarian, Krogan history. Turian, not as much.
Must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17.
And also, I forgot what the other council member species was. Salarian, yes, Salarian.
The bonds among my people
just suddenly popped into my head. I don't know. But anyway, I'm more interested in the Quarian, Krogan, and Asari history and Asari stuff. I wish we had more games focusing on the other races.
It's illegal for parents to have more than
That'd
one
be
child.
so interesting.
If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government.
That's simply because you haven't had to reach the point where you're in such a dire situation. I guess, you know, with your existence and your entire life on the line, people tend to understand the need to procreate.
The captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials.
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins, what they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
How come the Council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. A million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So, the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in a group, the smarter they are.
So there's some sort of group consciousness?
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
What made them rebel?
As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
You can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated.
See, that's the problem with not wanting to talk out with people.
Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld.
Somebody could have chosen to talk with one another, but they didn't.
But they never came beyond the
and then a human shepherd finally came along and shepherded them. I think that's how it's supposed to work. Towards finally peace and prosperity and all that cooperative nonsense. I don't know, man. The way things ended though was still pretty interesting because you needed two like major voice from the two factions to be able to bring them together, and then even then you needed to do a lot of stuff to make them, you know, jump through hoops and actually do what you want them to.
It's hard to feel
and
sorry
even then,
your ancestors tried to wipe out another species.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place.
Also, I don't know why I keep talking so loudly, but hey, who knows, hopefully it'll turn out a lot better
if
for
we
this.
had not acted, they would have wiped us out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out sometime later.
They have no
we'll figure
use
it out.
for organics. None. Why do you think they
and yes, a lot of bad commentary in this.
Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
You didn't give them a real good first impression.
You really think things would be any different if we waited for them to act first? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this.
Yeah, they're not innocent victims in all this, but you also were the one who started it, so it's part calling cattle back.
All organic life.
Okay, I have no idea what the hell I just said like that, but it's part calling cattle black, and that's about it.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new
Yeah, I'm
crew.
really not good at
It's
talking about
necessary to
stuff in
maintain
like
genetic diversity
full
amongst the
unscripted,
fleet.
however many hours this thing is
But
gonna
no
be.
ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden. on
Maybe
them.
one day I will do a
So,
live,
to prove
like,
our worth, we embark on
live
a
stream and
pilgrimage.
actually do more
We
stuff,
set
but
out
hey.
alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us.
Okay, way off topic,
We only return
way
once
off
we have
topic.
found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when the gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Even when... It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
I should go.
See you later.
I have to admit, though, there's a lot of stuff to talk about.
Tally?
Like a lot of stuff. A lot of dialogue was put into this game, and you have to really be very impressive with what BioWare was able to do in the early 2000s. A lot of experience came from making a lot of other games. Great games. KOTOR, Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter Nights, Jade Empire. God, I love Jade Empire. We'll play through that when I have the chance.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
Wait, I thought I always thought Engineer Adams was a lot older than...
I figured she'd be a real asset.
Wait...
You've got an eye for
is she actually not that old?
That's not why you came down here.
Fill me in on the IES stealth systems. How does it work exactly?
Wait, is the man actually not that old?
Out in space.
I could have sworn he was a lot older.
Too easy for sensors to pick him up.
Or maybe it's just the model that's really messing with me.
So our stealth systems trap the energy.
I could have sworn he was at least like in his 40s or something like that. 40s, 50s.
Eventually the sinks have to be vented.
Really don't look like that. Maybe it's just a model. Maybe I'm going blind. I don't know.
There's no way for anyone to detect
Maybe
us.
I'm just hallucinating, but still.
A visual scan can still pick us
up. So
young.
He at least looked like he's in his 30s.
But you have to be pretty close.
Hell, man looks like he's younger than Shepard. The Shepard looks like he's in his 30s at
least. The stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Why doesn't it work with faster than light travel?
Cranking up the FTL.
Seriously, the guy needs to give me great tips.
Too high to capture in the
I mean, but then again, I'm Asian, so let's be honest here. Nearly into my 30s, and I still look great. Right, in my 30s, no, that's a different story. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe I still look as young as I do, but... Seriously, this guy...
Where else have you served, Adam?
Terrific skin.
A class of Alliance ship, I probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers, right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on, probably the fastest vessel ever designed, and she's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, but we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Okay, seriously, I am talking quite loudly.
Commander.
Hopefully, you know, it comes out still
supplies
nicely
before you head
in
out?
What have you got?
On the site for the
Whatever
recording.
you want. Armor,
who knows?
weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
Why should I pay you for my weapons?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not cheap. Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
What are licenses? Why do you need them?
Manufacturers sell licenses. Each license allows me to buy and sell a certain brand of products. I already have several basic ones, but you'll need to buy more if you want me to bring in different brands. Many of the best licenses are hard to get, but they're well worth the cost if you can find them.
What do the different manufacturers offer?
There are too many for me to keep track of. but each license will explain what it's good for.
How often will you get new items?
Well, that depends on how many licenses you've purchased, but I'll rotate items on a regular basis regardless. And anytime we land someplace with a big enough port, I'll buy, sell, and trade whatever I can. Check back often. I need to move items quickly, so only the most basic items will be stocked consistently.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Okay, a lot of this stuff I don't have enough money to buy, so I'm not even gonna bother. Yeah, and this is the this is the Spectre's best gears. I'm gonna need to do some creative exploits to be able to get the money, get those, so, you know. We are gonna get very creative with this.
Nice ship you've got, Shepard. What can I do for you?
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogan live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Sorry, Rex. I wasn't trying to get you upset.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
Yeah, I really like the voice of Rex. Why can't we play as Rex? Sounds so nice.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Such nice voice. I could listen to it for
if you want
hours on it.
They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected. Every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
You know, I still really think I should go with Ashley for a romance option this time around. I haven't done it with her for like a long time already. Or I haven't chose her. Sorry, wrong expression. I haven't chose her for a long time already. I always go with Liara.
Well, no, but I know.
A, because Liara's a lot more adorable, and B, simply because, well, she usually handles the changing to other romance option a lot smoother than with Ashley. But then again, maybe that's just how it's supposed to, you know, like, direct Ashley's path so she's less volatile and less like want to catfight your new love interest. But hey.
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Maybe. But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it.
But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad. But as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. C-Sec's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside C-Sec. Either way, I plan to make the most of this.
And without C-Sec headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
Commander?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Kinda wish you'd got there sooner, Commander. No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
You wish we'd been able to save the rest of your unit?
Yes, sir. If I had been more alert, we wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
The Geth are perfect ambushers. They don't move, they don't make noise, they don't even breathe.
Sir, they have flashlight heads. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Okay, that was definitely very funny.
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duties squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Dismissed, Chief.
Sir.
Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams. Lieutenant Commander John Shepard. And the other one I think is like Jane Shepard for Fem Shep. And I think I've talked with everybody that I should. Okay, first off, we're heading off to Liara to rescue her, and then we'll think of what to do after this. Ikuzo! Yay! Let's stop by the Arustic site first. We'll do a bit of the side quest after I finish Liara's mission. Yeah. Oh god, where the hell is she at? Thanos, I think? I don't know. We'll see where she is. I'll figure it out. And look at this, so cool. Sci-fi, baby. Sci-fi. I wish this was a real thing in humanity right now, though. In humans' futures. Who knows, maybe it is, maybe it's not. But at the very least, though, it should be cool. Gas deposit. Is this it? Therium is a distant but rich industrial world claimed by the Human Systems Alliance. Its plentiful heavy metals have fueled the recent manufacturing boom on Earth. Core samples rich with fossils of simple silicon-based organisms indicate Therium was more habitable in the past than it is at present. Perhaps this explains the many Prothean's ruins. Ah, here it is. Dotting the surface, most of which have been looted by mining corporations. Okay, Therium, at least I think that's how you pronounce the planet's name, is where we should be stopping at to grab Liara. Okay, I can work with that. First try, baby. Let's go! Rex. Biotics and... Wait, we have a tech guy in myself with biotics. So I think the next one we should get is... Ashley. You know what? Let's grab Ashley. Oh, no, wait. Tech. Okay, you know what? Let's go with Garrus. Let's go, Garrus. Garrus and Rex. Okay, nobody likes the
strange readings. Really strange, like off the damn charts. It looks like it's coming from an underground complex a few clicks away from the drop zone.
Okay. Still terrible, but it's what it is, I guess. Yeah, the Mako's no fun to drive, man. BioWare really should have improved on the Mako for the later games, but narratively speaking, getting it on Mako, not that big of a deal. Frankly speaking, I don't think many people really liked it because of how clunky it is. But the more hard pivot towards being more of an action RPG game with a bit of role-playing element in there, right? Did definitely help a lot with Mass Effect's increased popularity. Still wish they would have settled more with the RPG element, but at least they brought more back for the later game for Mass Effect 3. Okay, Stu drives like a clunker. Okay, stop. Man, how did I get hit by that? Yeah, screw this. Yeah, the Mako still controls very badly. It's not fun to drive, man. Wait, why are you getting... Ah. Man, I forgot how shit it is already. This is one of the reasons why I don't play this game that often, man. And why I stick to the other two more.
Only a fool punches a knapsack in the mouth.
No.
Sneak around and pull
No. Okay, I understand. Stop trying to snipe me, you bastard. Okay, I'm getting hit too much.
You need to turn back, Commander. You're going beyond the range of the operational area.
Oh my god, man! Stop being so difficult! Stop getting hit! Did I miss something? What else? I'm sure we'll come to it later. Yeah, I'll get more XP if I get off my ass. fight without being in the Mako, but screw it. No, stop getting hit, stop getting hit! Come on, how hard is it for you to get your act together? Why is it so hard to hit anything, man? I swear, this thing's so fucking difficult to control. Ah, come on. Stop being such a pain in the ass, man. Oh my god, I swear. Why do you just try and hit? Wait, is my Mako gonna get destroyed? I hope not. Wait, no, 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 no. Wait, no, 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 okay. Okay, that was bad. That was very bad. Oh my god, how hard is this control this thing? Oh, I hate the Mako. I hate it so much. It seems nobody remembered to tell them to at least make the thing a little more, you know, usable, serviceable. God damn it, I hate this thing. I hate it so badly. I can't wait to be rid of it in the second game. I don't remember the third game having any of that, so I'm good. I'm good with that. Let's see where else are we supposed to go from here. Damn, what is this? Survival horror? Stop trying to jump scare me, you asshole.
Stay down.
Bloody hell, man. Seriously? I swear to God. But I have to say though, that is really very good placement of enemy to scare the hell out of me. Last point for not being a survival horror game and still being able to scare the hell out of me. Now off we go. Off we go to find Liara, wherever you are. God damn it, man. It shouldn't be that hard to control a goddamn fucking vehicle. But apparently with the Mako, definitely is. Is it too much to ask? Okay, let's go. I'll change gear later. We will change gear later and see how it goes. And I've learned my lesson. No more driving the Mako around. Just stand there and fight it out. Also, it's a pity you can't really boost this thing. Oh wait, no, that's. Oh wait, no, you can! I stand corrected. I stand very corrected. Turns out I'm an idiot for having forgotten that, yes, there was a boost button. Why can't I hit anything, man? Okay, can you stop? Oh my god, seriously. Not hit. No, seriously, how the hell did it not hit? Okay, mine didn't hit, but apparently that hit. Apparently I can't hit anything, but they can. Them aimbots. Again, I cannot remember if the original game had boosts. If it did, great. If it didn't, and it's a newly added thing, even better. But I cannot remember the first game having it. But then again, it's just most probably my memories more than anything else. Can you just drive properly? Where do I go from here? Oh my god, man, seriously? Ah, come on! Stop getting stuck! Oh, I hate this thing. I hate it with a passion. I know apparently the Mako's driving has supposedly been updated, you know, to make it less garbage, but still, it's bad. I know the fundamental core of it is really not very good, so maybe whoever remastered it was not playing with full deck of cards, but still, you would think something would have been done to this. A bit more reworking. It would have been so great. Would have really helped out a lot. Instead, we get this half-ass douchebag. I mean, it's not like this game didn't have a lot of stuff done to it and reworks that was actually good. But by the same token, there was a lot of stuff that either was missed or just, I guess, wasn't deemed necessary to rework and, you know, improve, I guess. Because, well, it's definitely fun, and in terms of, I wouldn't say playability, I guess, but rather in terms of technical stuff, it's definitely a lot more improved on. I mean, you would expect that after being, like, what? Like I say, nearly 20-year game, if not already 20 years. But you still expect a little something more to be done to it. I think you really say something right where I can just stand here and duke it out with the enemy. Not a lot of good things, mind you, but it says something, I guess.
Target down.
I think we're gonna be facing something else over here, but I don't know. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there was something else that I'm gonna face here, so safe just to be safe. Alright, change. Can you guys find some cover or something like that? Let's see. Yeah, series charge.
I'm a little busy here.
What system? Ah.
Shields disabled.
Shooting at. Okay, is there more stuff? Can I save? Oh yes, I can. Also yes, I finally found the button to hard change weapon, hard swap, basically. I don't know what hot chain is, but you know what? I'll just stop talking. I'll stop talking. Yeah, my brain's not functioning anymore already due to some of this. It's really killed a bit of brain cells inside this, so, you know, a bit hard to form coherent thoughts. And And after this, we're gonna be fighting that pain in the ass robot that just jumps all about like, god damn man. I'm just gonna unload everything I have on it. So also, I don't know why I tried thumbs upping again. Like, I keep doing the thumbs up gesture at the end of my sentences, as if anybody can see me at all. There's no webcam pointed at me, so, you know. Dumb habit. I could have sworn that was purple. Yeah, I could have sworn a lot of them was different coloring as well. They changed the GEF colorings. So that was not white color. Ah, goddammit. Stop, stop. Also, what the hell are you doing, man? Oh great, Rex did. Rex is dead, man. Come on. Oh goddammit. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off, man. Oh, come on! Screw off! Oh my god, what the hell am I doing? I managed to stay alive and then I just... Ah! Oh my god, the stupidity behind that is really... Is Rex still alive? Hi, boy, hi! Hey! No, 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 no! What are you... Okay, what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? Diary! Oh my god. No. Oh, come on, really? Oh my god, seriously. No, 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 no. Where the hell are you? Wait, did both of them die already? Did both of them die already? I'm not even playing on that high of a difficulty. Why? Oh my god, I'm not even playing on that high of a difficulty. Why am I having such a huge... Why am I having such a hard time trying to kill it? No, 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 no. I'm not that high of a difficulty. Why am I having such a hard time trying to kill something, man? What is... No!
Here it comes.
Okay. Okay. Somebody die already. Preferably not me. Okay. My aim needs improvement, let's be honest here. My aim needs a lot of improvement. Why can't I get you to hide? Hide, please. And I guess maybe you over here? Wait, no, okay. And here's wall.
Here it comes.
Dead man, come on! Oh. Why are you not moving? Why are you not? Seriously, come on, bro. Oh, finally! Damn asshole. Where the hell are the rest of the enemies? And I will just use warp over here. Whoop. Whoop. Oh wait, I can't hit anything. Wait, why can't I hit anything? Wait, no, wait, stop. What the hell? What the hell? Why can't I melee? Oh my god. I swear, this is not supposed to be that hard. I'm playing on one of the normal difficulties, man. Am I losing a few brain cells here and there? Am I missing something? I'm supposed to be playing on the easy difficulty, or at least the normal difficulty. I never expected this to be this hard. I don't think I suffer as much in like the original. Well, granted, then again in the original I was also playing a lot, you know, lower difficulties, but I think it kind of checks out here and there. Yeah, most of my playthrough are basically just gonna be me, like, asking why and what the hell is wrong with a game that's supposed to be remastered and improved on. And wondering why it's still not been yet, so, you know. Truly a noob's playthrough. I don't think anybody who's like really good at this game would ever have such a complaint, but me, I'm just average at this. So for me, it's definitely a lot more difficult. And the controls of the game definitely doesn't help.
I've never visited a Prothean ruin before. Aside from the Citadel, I mean.
But there were definitely a lot of improvements that I really like. One being the fact that you can pretty much use all weapons with pretty good accuracy. Hopefully they brought this along to the rest of the other games as well. I mean the loadout with the equipment load, and then rather if you want to be like full weapons, or if you want to be like biotics and powers as well, that's a pretty good trade-off and the likes, but I just want to be able to use every weapon, man. Play into that fantasy a bit more. That power fantasy a bit more.
Sterile.
It's cool.
Protheans sure build things homey.
Yes, it's very, very cool to be able to play with all the weapons, all the toys that you get, rather than have to pick and choose. But that's just a personal preference. In terms of gameplay balancing, I guess it does actually make a lot of sense why you would hard cap the thing. Even this though, it's not exactly like everything is so great. There are still specific skill tree and specific stuff for it. So I guess it's not all completely like, you know, reworks. There are definitely still some checks and balance.
Hello? Could somebody help me? Please? Can you hear me out there? I'm trapped. I need help.
Liara to Sony, I presume.
Thank the goddess. I did not think anyone would come looking for me. Listen, this thing I'm in is a Prothean security device. I cannot move, so I need you to get me out of it, all right?
Your mother is working with Saren. Whose side are you on?
What? I am not on anybody's side. I may be Benezia's daughter, but I'm nothing like her. I have not spoken to her in years. Please, just get me out of here.
How'd you end up in there?
I was exploring the ruins when the Geth showed up, so I hid in here. Can you believe that? Geth beyond the veil! I activated the tower's defenses. I knew the barrier curtains would keep them out. When I turned it on, I must have hit something I wasn't supposed to. I was trapped in here. You must get me out, please!
There's something I want to say about her voice, but I'll leave that for later when I can hear her properly without the barrier in between, to see whether if there's actually something additional on it, or if it's just me
We'll
being,
find
you
some
know,
way to help you.
hearing
There's
stuff
a
that is not
control in
supposed to
here
be there.
that should deactivate this thing. You'll have to find some way past the barrier curtain. That's the tricky part. The defenses cannot be shut off from the outside. I don't know how you'll get in here. Be careful. There is a Krogan with the Geth. They have been trying different ways to get past the barrier.
Usually this is where I park and then just go all out towards exploits, but I'll spend a bit of time to think about it, rather if I want to do it. If I do, then I will pause the game here and then just pick it up after I get to a certain level where I feel like I'm happy with it. Think about it after I clear out the gaps. Yeah, I'll think about it after I clear out the gaps. Rather if I want to exploit it. If I do, well, I'll do it. If not, well, you know, I'll not. And most probably I'll just explore a couple of levels there, just to make sure I can hit level 60. Without having to do a second playthrough again. Just to be able to do that. Yeah, because if not, it's just gonna be very boring. I like the game, but, you know, of the three, this is definitely not my favorite. Huh. Okay, a bit more stopping power. Where was accuracy though? You know what? I plan to spend a bit more time here exploring and just exploring this thing. So, I think I'll just end my playthrough here a bit earlier this time around, rather than completing the entire mission of Liara. So, if you want to hear more, I want to see how far I exploit this, please tune into my next playthrough of Mass Effect 1. Thank you very much, and I hope to be able to see you in my next video. Thank you, and bye-bye.